afternoon, people. Thank you very much for coming out to our Year of Canada presentation today. As most of you are aware, the municipality of Milton Vale Park is doing a Year of Canada year-long presentation with different events that pertain to different provinces. So today we're looking at British Columbia. So because of the high Oriental population of British Columbia, we decided to have a look at Chinese food. Next month we're doing Newfoundland. So next month we're doing cod, fish, cod, like. We may post it before we finalize with Margaret what the recipes are, but it'll be a fish dish, or fish dishes, or Newfoundland dishes next month on Wednesday, August the 10th at 1 p.m. So if you're interested in attending that, you can let us know here. But since we're here today, today we're learning about how to make some Chinese food. So take away Economist, Margaret Prouse.
Okay, thanks, Sherry. I'll just wait a second. So there's Chinese Canadian food, and there's Chinese food from China, and there's Chinese food from Hong Kong, and there's Chinese food from different regions of China. So I suspect that the recipes I've chosen are, I'm trying to find a balance between authentic Chinese and Chinese Canadian. Thinking, well, that's probably what happens in BC, and the reason for Chinese Canadian versus just pure Chinese is sometimes the availability of ingredients and such. So that's, I just wanted to explain before I started, it may not be 100% authentic, it may not be 100% like Canadian Chinese. I'm hoping it's somewhere in between. So the first dish I'm going to do is fried rice with eggs, and it's just a basic fried rice. And you could add to this anything that you wanted, like chopped meat or other vegetables. So this is just the basic one, and I'm grating up 1 carrot. I just washed and peeled it before I got here, and I'm just using sort of what I consider the regular blade on the box grater. Not really fine, not really coarse. And it's funny, I found the carrot isn't even really noticeable in the rice. My husband is not a lover of carrots at all. I mean, he didn't even mind a tiny bit. So that's a good sign. They add a little color. Put that over there. And before I get started with any cooking, and this is the thing with almost all Chinese food, is that you want to have all the ingredients ready before you start cooking, because things are cooked quickly and they're served immediately, and if you don't have them ready, something's going to get overcooked while you're waiting to get the next ingredient prepared. So try and get all your ingredients ready before you start cooking. I've got 2 green onions here, and I'm just going to slice them up fairly thin. I use the white parts and the green parts. This will add flavor and color both. You may have some in your garden by now, do you?
Yes.
Okay, that's the onions ready. And I cooked the rice yesterday. This calls for 2 to 3 cups of cooked rice. Rice will be, it will increase to, say, 3 to 4 times the amount of raw rice as you cook it. So if you wanted 2 cups of rice, you could probably start with a ½ cup of uncooked rice. And I just, there's so many ways to cook rice, and I finally found one that satisfies me. And what I do is, first I put the raw rice in a saucepan, and run cold water over it, cover it, and you'll see quite a bit of starch come out, and like the water will become cloudy. So I drain that off and just kind of carefully decant it so that I'm not pouring the rice down the sink, but the cold water is going away. And I'll rinse it like that a few times. And then I'll put the rice on the bottom. I wouldn't use a frying pan, but I just want to hold something. So put the rice on the bottom of the saucepan and sort of measure it with your finger. So say if the rice comes up to your first knuckle, then add cold water over the rice so that you've got that much on above the rice. So it would be like two knuckles worth of cold water. I don't know. Do you know what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes.
That was a terrible explanation. Anyway, so that, and then bring it to a boil. I leave it uncovered because every time I cover it, it boils over and then I make a horrible mess. But cook it, bring it to a boil uncovered, and then just cut the heat so that it will simmer away, and put the cover on. Count 15 minutes, leave the cover on it, but turn the heat off, and then count another 15 minutes, and your rice should be good. And I just fluff it up with a fork or with a paddle of some kind after that. And so, I don't know, all the times I've measured it and tried, or started with boiling water. There's so many different methods, but that's the method I've found that works for me. So, do that as it may. You may have a good way of doing it already. Now, I've got the eggs. No, I don't have the eggs ready. I need 2 eggs, and I'm just going to scramble those and mix them up in this dish before I start. Them up so that they're blended nicely. Now I'll turn the heat on under this pan. Get it going. There. And add a little bit of oil. It says a teaspoon. I don't think it's really essential to measure it. And get a wooden spoon, let that heat for a minute. And then I'm going to put the carrots in and just stir them around and let them cook briefly. This recipe came from a little cookbook that was prepared by what was then called the PEI Multicultural Council, I believe. It's since changed its name. But I put the book over there. It's a little, the small one. And it's got recipes that were contributed by newcomers to Canada from many different countries. So this was contributed by a young woman called Susan Sheep. And there are recipes, a number of recipes contributed by people from China, because there are a number of people from China in the Charlottetown area. But besides that, there's many, many other countries represented, and it's a fun book to use. I also brought 2 other books that you can look at if you want to. They've got lots of illustrations and background. One of them, the Time Life book, it's really quite old, but I really like it. There's a nice series that Time Life books put out in the 70s, I guess, and all really well illustrated and well researched about the cooking of various, and the cuisine of various countries. So these are softening up a bit because they're grated. It doesn't take long. Sharon, maybe you could get what is already prepared and start stirring it up.
I wondered about that.
Yeah. Most of the things, or all of the other things that I'm serving today, you'll eat what I've been showing you because we'll do it immediately. But just to make sure that we have enough of this rice for everybody, I did one batch ahead of time. So that's the carrots. Now I'm going to put in the eggs and just scramble them a little bit while they're cooking. In other words, just stir them around. Doesn't look like much yet. The recipe instructed me to cook this for longer than I thought I needed to, so I sort of just changed it and said until the eggs are set. And I suppose it depends on your pan and depends on how much heat you have under it. That would determine how quickly the eggs would set. And now I'm going to add the onions and the rice and the soy sauce. So this is, once you have the rice cooked, which you might have leftovers or you might cook it the day before if you knew you wanted to serve this. Once you have the rice cooked, this is a really fast dish to prepare. And as I said, you could add, say, chopped chicken or whatever to it, and that would, in all likelihood, be something you would have left in your fridge from another day. So pretty easy and slick way to make a dish that tastes good. You can add more soy sauce if you want to. This is fairly conservative, I found, in the amount of sauce added to it.
Long grain, short grain rice.
I'm sorry?
Long grain or short grain rice.
I'm using long grain rice. It's dainty basmati rice. That's what I've been using. Probably basmati is not Chinese rice, but anyhow, that's what we got. Stirring this around. There's more towels at Susan's table if you need them. Okay, are there any questions about the rice?
I was going to ask you, you know,
Yeah?
years and years ago, they took a Chinese cooking class and they demonstrated Chinese. And I know because of allergies to peanuts now, but one thing she said was, by using vinegar, it smokes so quickly that when you're doing it like this, you're not going to overdo it. Because if it starts smoking, you know that you have
One of the recipes that I'm doing today calls for peanut oil. And so I'm using it.
Yours is going to be a moment.
But I
Tell them not to like. If that's okay with you, then I don't have to.
do you need to know, Sherry?
Yes. Yes.
That's that? Okay. Did I put the soy sauce in? I thought heaven's sakes. You caught me. Yeah, thank you. I thought. Yeah, let's do this again. Okay. So 2 tablespoons of soy sauce.